Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again for your second video blog of the day for September 8, 2014, around 5:25 p.m. in Belleville, Massachusetts. We're battling some clouds right now, but it's not going to rain. Some news to report. The Baltimore Ravens have cut the services of Ray Rice from contract after a video surfaced of Ray punching his girlfriend, fiance, wife. A video was shown, and it was on TMZSports.com. And afterwards, getting terminated from the contract for the Ravens, the NFL has suspended Ray Rice indefinitely. I think Ray Rice is not going to play another game in the NFL again, and the NFL is following on this strict policy that domestic violence is not tolerated, and I think it should not be tolerated, period. And I think any NFL player who is involved in domestic violence, causes domestic violence, they should be thrown out of the league immediately. Zero tolerance policy, in my opinion, and that's the way it should be. And also, doubleheader for Monday Night Football tonight. It's going to be the first game. It's going to be the Giants against the Lions at 7:15, and at 10:20 will be the Chargers and the Cardinals. And 30 more days into the NHL season. Are you excited, fans of the NHL? Are you excited that the NHL season is starting up? I am. And now on to my next subject is another one of my top 10 list. This time is the top 10 Boston Bruins goaltenders of all time. The Bruins have had some great goaltenders over the years, and this is an impressive list. Some of the names I wanted to put on didn't even crack the top 10, like Reggie Lemelin, Blaine Locker, Steve Shields, Jeff Hackett, Pat Ligon, Doug Keynes, John Graham, and others. They didn't even crack the top 10, and they were great Bruins goaltenders, but these are the 10 who are the best goaltenders in Bruins history. Number 10 on the all-time list of greatest Bruins goaltenders, Pete Peters. He played 5 seasons for the Bruins, 91 wins, 57 losses, 16 ties, a 2.99 goals against average, 9 shutouts. He won the Vezina Trophy in 1983 as NHL's best goaltender, and he came within 2 points of winning the Hart Trophy in 1983. And he would have won the Hart Trophy if Wayne Gretzky wasn't playing in the NHL at all. Number 9 on the all-time list of greatest Bruins goaltenders of all time, Andy Moog, a career record of 136, 75, 36. He had a 3.08 goals against average, 13 shutouts. He shared the goals against average with Reggie Lemelin in 1989-90 season. They won the Jennings Trophy as sharing the team goals against average. He was a runner-up for the Vezina Trophy that year. He lost it to Patrick Waugh. Number 8 on the all-time list of Bruins goaltenders for all time, the current number 1 netminder for the Bees, Tuukka Rask, 102 wins, 60 losses. He has a 2.11 goals against average, 23 shutouts. He's the current Vezina Trophy winner. And if this list, see you in another 10 years, I think Tuukka is going to go up in the rankings. Number 7 on the all-time list of Bruins goaltenders of all time, Brian Defoe. Defoe won 132 games, 104 losses, 40 ties. He had a 2.30 goals against average, 25 shutouts. In 1998-99 was his best season. He had 10 shutouts, and he was a runner-up for the Vezina Trophy that year. He would have won the Vezina Trophy in most years, but Dominik Hasek was still playing great goal, and yeah, he's not, and he still was a great. Every year he had a good year. Hasek won the Vezina Trophy, but Defoe should have won that year. Number 6 on the all-time list for greatest Bruins goaltenders of all time. Eddie Johnson, 180 wins, 193 losses, 56 ties, 3.22 goals against average, 27 shutouts. He's the last goaltender in NHL history to play every single game in a season. That happened in 1963. He had like a 1941 and 10 record. And that's amazing, playing 70 all your team's games in goaltender. Goaltenders used to do that back in the original 6 era. Many of them were expected to play every single game. If they got hurt, they would. If it was a minor injury, they would have to stop the game and wait until they were healed. And if they couldn't return, then they would either had to get like a goaltender in the stands, or somebody else to play goals for the rest of the games. Number 5 on the all-time list of greatest Bruins goaltenders of all times, Gilles Gilbert. 155 wins, 73 losses, 39 ties, 2.95 goals against average, 16 shutouts. He was the Bruins' #1 netminder during Don Cherry era, and he was a great goaltender. He comes in at number 5. Number 4 on the all-time list of greatest Bruins goaltender of all time, Tim Thomas. 196 wins, 121 losses, 2.48 goals against average, 31 shutouts. Tim Thomas didn't become a regular starter into the NHL for goaltenders until he was 32 years old, and he had 2 great goaltending years, 2009, 2011, which he won the Vezina Trophy. He single-handedly made the Bruins win Stanley Cup in 2001, winning the Conn Smythe Trophy. And he's probably the best Bruins goaltender of the millennium so far. But Tuukka Rask will have something to say about that in the coming years. Number 3 on the all-time list of greatest Bruins goaltenders of all time, Jerry Cheevers. 229 wins, 101 losses, 74 ties, 2.89 goals against average, 26 shutouts. Cheesy had 2 stints for the Bruins, and eventually became coach of the team for about 5 years, and he became a broadcaster for the Bruins for a couple of years on WSBK TV 38 when they were winding down the Bruins coverage. People say Cheevers number 30 should be retired, but that would get confused with Tim Thomas, and probably his number won't be retired anytime soon. Number 2 on the all-time list of greatest Bruins goaltenders of all time, Cecil Tiny Thomas. He was the first big Bruins superstar goaltender with a career record of 252 wins, 153 losses, 63 ties, 1.99 goals against average, 74 shutouts. He holds the record for all Bruins goaltender record of all time, most of them. But the number 1 Bruins goaltender of all time is Frank Brismick, Mr. Zero. 230 wins, 144 losses, 70 ties, 2.58 goals against average, 35 shutouts. I think the Bruins should retire his number 1, in my opinion. The last Bruins goaltender to wear number 1 was Andrew Raycroft back in 2005, 2006, and people were saying when Andrew Raycroft won the Vezina Trophy, the Calder Trophy in 2004, that he was going to be the next big Bruins goaltender, but the lockout happened, and then he became a flash in the pan, and that was too bad. But he was the last Bruins goaltender to wear number 1, and I think number 1's going to hang in the rafters soon for Frankie Bismarck. And that's about it for the Bruins goaltenders of all time. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe I'll be doing one about top 10 greatest Bruins defensemen of all time, and maybe I'll consider doing it for the other original 6 teams of the greatest goaltenders and defensemen of all time. I probably will not do all 30 teams of the greatest goaltenders or defensemen of all time, because I don't want to talk about backup goaltenders at all. And I'll be back for my 3rd and final video vlog of the night, which will be about radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh. You're listening to the EIB Radio Network. That's what they say on the radio. We'll see you tonight, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.